Hey everybody, this is Jackie Bolen from ESLspeaking.org. So today I'm going to talk about my top 5 ESL vocabulary activities. They can be for any level, any age, but of course some work better for other ages or for high level or lower level, etc. So use your discretion when choosing which one to use. All right, so my number one vocab activity is concentration. So this is basically a matching memory game. So make up matching sets of cards. There are various options. You can put the word in a picture, word definition, yeah, whatever you want depending on the level. And then make up sets for every group of 4 students, and they can put the cards face down, mixed up face down on a table, and then the first student can choose 2 cards. If they match, they keep them and get a point and go again. If they don't match, they put them down in the same spot. It's important not to mix because then it's not a memory game. So they put them down in the same spot, and then the game can continue until all the cards are gone. So it does require a bit of prep work, but it's totally worth it if you can use this activity for multiple classes or year to year even. All right, next one is word association. So this vocabulary activity is perfect if you are studying or teaching about like hobbies or sports, weather, etc. These topics that are super common in ESL textbooks and that you think your students have probably studied before. So in this case, it's a nice way to activate prior knowledge before teaching new vocabulary. So write down weather on the board or sports or whatever it is, and then kind of make a mind map. Just get students to shout out words, and then you can kind of group them by categories. And yeah, so that's a nice way to make new vocabulary related to that subject even more memorable because it's connected to old vocabulary that students already know. All right, next one is Dictogloss. So this is a classic ESL listening activity that's also great for vocabulary. So find or write a passage with lots of the target vocabulary in it. Then put students into pairs, and they should each have a pen and paper. Read it out at a faster than normal pace for the level of the student, and then they can each take notes. They want to recreate what they've heard. That's the ultimate goal. So after you read it out, students can compare what they have with their partner, and then read it out again, and students can take notes again and then compare. And finally, in the end, they should have something that looks quite similar to the original passage, so they can compare their version with your version. Next one is Flyswatter. So this is a really fun game for kids, and I mean university students and adults like it too. I've played it at in my university classes. So you need to have 2 Flyswatters and divide the team into 2 teams. And then write down a bunch of vocab words on the board, on the whiteboard. And then 1 student from each team comes up to the board, and each of them has a Flyswatter, and then I will give hints about that word. So for example, if it's soccer, I'll say, this is a sport played with a ball, there are 11 people on each team, and then they should get it. So they would attempt to beat the other person by hitting soccer first with their Flyswatter. I like this game because there's no question about who was there first. It's the person with the Flyswatter underneath the other one. And then I erase that word, and then I'll add a new word into that spot, and then someone else from the team can come up and play. All right, and the final ESL vocabulary activity is Odd One Out. So this is a nice one for working on vocabulary, but also reasoning and yeah, some kind of critical thinking skills. So write down 4 words, for example, apple, orange, banana, carrot. Students have to find the odd one out and tell you why. So in this case, it would be carrot because it's a vegetable. I will allow any answer as long as students are able to support it. So there are some more subtle ones. That was a very simple one for absolute beginners who are just beginning to learn fruit and vegetable words. But I mean, you could do things like chair, desk, sun, and trees. I don't know. I have no idea what the odd one out is, but students are smart and they can come up with something for sure. I guarantee it. So I usually will do this activity in pairs, just so students can bounce some ideas off each other, and yeah, they're not at a total standstill if they get stuck on one of them. All right, so that's it for my ESL vocab activities. I have a ton more on my website, so be sure to click the link down in the description and you can see all the activities. Also be sure to give this video a like, a comment, and don't forget to subscribe to not miss a thing. All right, catch you next time, everyone. Bye.